Imagine watching your favorite movie, and just when you think you know what's going to happen next, bam! A twist leaves you speechless. Plot twists have the power to turn an average story into an unforgettable one. In fact, studies show that 68% of audiences say a good plot twist is the main thing they remember from a film. That's how powerful they are. But here's a shocking fact: most plot twists fail. A 2019 survey revealed that 1 in 3 people feel disappointed by twists because they feel cheap or forced. So, how can you avoid making that mistake? How do you craft a twist that will truly shock and engage your audience? In this video, we're diving deep into the art of plot twists, the good ones and the bad ones. You'll learn the secret strategies behind unforgettable twists, how to set them up, and how to avoid the mistakes that make them fall flat. Get ready to transform your storytelling skills. You're about to discover how to craft twists that will keep your audience on the edge of their seats. Stay tuned as we break down everything you need to know to become a twist master. Chapter 1: Twists that break or make. Decoding the difference. Plot twists are like the secret ingredient in a great meal. When done right, they can elevate a story, but when done wrong, they can completely ruin the experience. So, what's the difference between a twist that works and one that falls flat? First, a good twist surprises you without making you feel cheated. It's unexpected but feels earned, and it reshapes everything you thought you knew about the story. The key is not just in how the twist happens, but in how it's set up. Think of The Sixth Sense, where the twist is so shocking, yet, when you rewatch the film, you realize it was hinted at all along. It's subtle, never too obvious, but it connects all the dots in a way that blows your mind. That's a twist done right. A bad twist, on the other hand, feels forced. It's like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat without any prior build-up. If you haven't planted clues earlier, or if the twist is completely out of left field, the audience will feel like they've been lied to, and they'll lose trust in the story. Remember the movie The Happening? A twist that felt entirely disconnected from the plot, leaving viewers scratching their heads. One simple rule: always give your audience the tools to figure it out on their own, even if they don't realize it. That's how you create a twist that feels natural, not like a last-minute addition. So, what's the trick to making a plot twist work? You have to play fair. Don't hide things from your audience without a reason. They should feel like they had the chance to figure it out, even if they didn't. The best twists are the ones that make people say, "I should have seen that coming." Chapter 2: The setup before the shock. Laying the groundwork. Building a great plot twist doesn't happen in a vacuum, it needs careful preparation. Think of it like setting up a dominoes scene. Each piece needs to be in the right place so, when the time comes, everything falls perfectly into place. Without a solid setup, your twist will feel more like a random event rather than a planned revelation. Take Fight Club, for example. The twist about the narrator's identity isn't just a random surprise. Throughout the movie, small clues are dropped, like the narrator's inconsistent behavior and strange occurrences that never make sense until the reveal. It's only at the end that you realize the truth, but when you look back, everything clicks into place. In fact, research from the University of California suggests that foreshadowing engages the brain in a way that makes the twist feel more rewarding. It's like your brain gets a little puzzle piece that it doesn't know it needs. Later, when the puzzle is completed, your brain feels satisfied. When you write a twist, make sure you're giving subtle hints but never over-explaining. The goal is to set expectations, only to completely flip them. In the book The Girl on the Train, Paula Hawkins does this beautifully. Throughout the novel, you're led to suspect certain things, but when the twist hits, it shifts the entire perspective of the story, showing you how clever all the foreshadowing was. Another powerful tool is misdirection. In the case of Gone Girl, Gillian Flynn plays with your expectations, first making you sympathize with one character, only to show you a completely different side of things later. It's not about tricking your audience. It's about guiding them down the wrong path, only to bring them back with an even better revelation. The best twists make you want to go back and rewatch the story, looking for the little clues you missed the first time. That's the hallmark of a well-executed setup. Chapter 3: The Rule of Three. Structuring twists for maximum impact. The Rule of Three is an old storytelling concept that works wonders for plot twists. It's a technique that's used in comedy, drama, and, of course, plot twists. The rule states that you should set up expectations 3 times before you pull off the twist. Why 3? Because it creates a pattern that tricks your audience into thinking they know what's going on. For example, in The Prestige, you see 3 key moments that lead you to believe you understand the trick. But by the time the twist comes, you realize you've been misled. The 3 setups create a rhythm that builds suspense and tension. When you hit that 3rd moment, your audience is ready for a twist, and they're more likely to accept the unexpected. The key to this technique is pacing. Don't rush the setup, let each hint linger just long enough so it seems meaningful. But don't be too obvious. A twist isn't effective if your audience can see it coming from a mile away. If they guess it early, the surprise is ruined. Data from psychological studies shows that the human brain loves patterns. When we're given 2 setups, we start to guess what the 3rd will be, but when the twist shatters our expectations, the payoff is immense. It's like a magician showing you 2 tricks, and then on the 3rd one, they pull something completely different. A perfect example of the rule of 3 is in the movie The Usual Suspects. The setup goes through 3 crucial moments: the interrogation, the flashbacks, and the mysterious Kaiser Soze. By the time the twist hits, the audience's mind is so accustomed to following the breadcrumbs that the reveal is both shocking and satisfying. For your own writing, think of each setup as a promise. You're telling the audience, this is important, remember this. The 3rd time you return to the setup, your audience should feel like they've figured it out, only to have the rug pulled out from under them. The trick is to keep your twists balanced. They should surprise, but they should also feel inevitable. If the twist doesn't come together with the setup, it can feel jarring. But when done right, the rule of 3 delivers a satisfying punch that sticks with the audience long after the story ends. If you're enjoying these strategies, don't forget to hit subscribe for more writing tips that will transform your storytelling. Chapter 4: Tension versus Shock. The power of emotional twists. While shocking plot twists often steal the spotlight, emotional twists have a unique power. Instead of throwing in an unexpected event, emotional twists disrupt the audience's connection to the characters, shaking their beliefs about motivations, relationships, or trust. This type of twist can sometimes be more impactful because it touches on deeper, more universal feelings. Take The Godfather, where Michael Corleone's transition from innocent outsider to ruthless mafia boss hits hard emotionally. The twist isn't just in the plot, it's in the emotional journey. By the end, the audience feels a sense of betrayal, not because of a shocking event, but because of Michael's moral descent. Studies in psychology suggest that emotions drive decision-making and storytelling. When a twist plays with emotions, whether it's betrayal, love, or sacrifice, it can have a longer-lasting impact on the viewer. The surprise isn't just in the twist itself but in the emotional fallout that follows. In Shutter Island, the emotional twist comes with the realization that the protagonist, Teddy Daniels, has been living in denial about his own trauma. It's not a simple plot reversal but an exploration of a man grappling with his guilt. This type of emotional twist forces the audience to question everything they believed about the character. The key to a great emotional twist is to ensure it feels earned. A twist that forces a character into an emotional pivot too suddenly will feel manipulative. But if you lay down the foundation of the character's internal struggle, the twist will resonate on a much deeper level. To make emotional twists work, consider the psychology of your audience. People are naturally empathetic, so when a character is forced to make a painful decision or faces a moral dilemma, it can stir up real feelings in the audience. If your twist challenges the audience's emotional connection, it will be much more effective than a simple shock. Remember, a good emotional twist leaves the audience thinking about the characters long after the story ends. That's the true power of an emotional plot twist, it lingers in the heart. Chapter 5: Twist That, Not This. Avoiding cliché plot turns. Avoiding cliché twists is essential to keeping your storytelling fresh and engaging. We've all seen the "it was all a dream" twist, or the long-lost sibling plot that feels more tired than exciting. These clichés are like shortcuts that ultimately rob the story of its authenticity and impact. One of the biggest offenders in the world of plot twists is the "villain is secretly good" trope. It's been overused in countless films and books to the point where it's lost its shock value. In The Dark Knight, the Joker remains a true antagonist, which is much more satisfying than having him reveal a hidden, redemptive side. The danger of relying on clichés is that your audience can often see them coming. Studies in consumer psychology reveal that people tend to become more critical when they feel they're being manipulated or tricked. If your plot twist feels like it's been done before, it'll take your audience out of the experience. In the others, the twist is incredibly effective because it flips what seems like a tired ghost story into something entirely fresh. It avoids the typical horror movie clichés and instead relies on psychological tension and a surprising emotional revelation. How can you avoid clichés? First, consider your character's arc. Make sure the twist serves the growth of the character, rather than being a convenient plot device. A good twist doesn't just surprise, it should add depth to the characters and make the story more meaningful. One way to break free from clichés is to challenge audience expectations. Instead of following the typical twist structure, try using misdirection in a way that feels original. For instance, in Prisoners, the twist is unexpected, yet it feels completely earned because of how the film builds its moral dilemmas. If you're unsure whether your twist is too cliché, ask yourself this: does the twist serve the theme of the story? Does it enhance the narrative? If the answer is no, then it might be time to rethink it. By avoiding clichés, your twists will feel more original and more compelling. And that's what will truly captivate your audience. Chapter 6: The Aftermath. Making sure your twist reshapes the whole story. The aftermath of a plot twist is just as important as the twist itself. It's not enough to throw in a shocking turn, you need to show how it reshapes the story. This can often be the most challenging part of crafting a great twist, but it's also the part that solidifies its impact. When you think about movies like Inception, the twist isn't just the final reveal, it's the way it changes the meaning of the entire film. The last scene doesn't just surprise you, it forces you to reconsider everything you've seen. That's the power of a twist with lasting consequences. In storytelling, this concept is called recontextualization. Once the twist is revealed, you should go back and re-evaluate earlier events, giving them new meaning. For example, in The Sixth Sense, the twist doesn't just affect the end, it changes the way you view every interaction between Bruce Willis' character and the child throughout the movie. One of the reasons The Aftermath is so powerful is that it taps into something known as cognitive dissonance. When we discover a twist that contradicts everything we've believed, it forces us to reconcile that information. This mental shift can make the twist feel even more profound. This strategy works best when your twist adds a new layer to the themes of the story. In The Matrix, the twist about reality being a simulation doesn't just alter the plot, it fundamentally challenges the audience's perception of reality itself. The twist becomes a thematic statement that affects everything the story has explored. Make sure the aftermath is explored fully. A twist that is never revisited feels like a cheap trick. Instead, show how the twist impacts the character's decisions, the story's themes, and even the audience's understanding of the world you've created. The key is to keep the tension alive after the twist. In Gone Girl, the aftermath doesn't just show the consequences of the twist, it forces the audience to reconsider their moral alignment with the characters. It lingers in the mind long after the credits roll. So, when crafting your twist, think beyond the reveal. Make sure it has ripple effects throughout your story, and give your audience time to digest its impact. That's how you turn a twist from a simple shock into a powerful narrative tool. If you found these strategies useful, make sure to subscribe for more tips on mastering storytelling and writing.